All right, guys, here we are. We've got Ronny here today. I never thought this day would actually happen where Ronny's decided to get rid of the 70 series, the V8 70 series, and he's bought a 4-cylinder. How do you feel about that, Ronny?
Half a man.
Half a man. That's exactly what I thought. Anyway, this car has been through everything, mate. It's been a testament to a lot of our products, tried and tested items.
I've broken many things just to make sure that he builds them right.
I don't know if there's many nuts and bolts I haven't taken off this car or items you haven't broken.
Yeah, I don't think there's much either. I think the only thing I haven't broken or changed perhaps is the bonnet, the chassis, and I can't really say the body because that's broken a few times.
Yeah, we've taken the bonnet off a few times. Yeah, we've had diffs, trays, bearings, diffs, gearboxes, clutches, intercoolers, roof racks. I don't know, everything. The whole interior's been out of this thing.
Yeah, axles, did you
wiring,
mention axles?
dual battery kits, fuel kits.
Diff centers, 2 diff centers.
If this thing was a, I know what would you say, if it was a Hollywood movie star, it's, you know, it's
a stuntman.
It's got high mileage and it's had a lot of work.
Yeah, it's Evel Knievel.
Yeah, yeah, that's this guy when he drives it. What you don't see. Nah. Sometimes you gotta, get what you gotta get.
Yeah.
Look, I think it's been a real testament to, and a pleasure obviously to work on this car and see what does break, how to fix it, and if you don't break it, I know it's rock solid, and that's probably been a testament to us making where we are today with a range of products we've got. I don't know how many late nights we've spent in the workshop.
Well, I remember one where you kept, there was one in particular, you kept the guys back till I think nearly 10 o'clock at night, and we were changing the transfer case that rocked up at like 5 in the arvo, but there was some other things going on and I was going somewhere the next day.
Usually you are going somewhere the next day. It's pretty.
Yeah, usually.
What do they say? Do as a what do we always pitch in the videos? I'd always say, do your car and get it ready and know your car. But sometimes
do what I say, don't do what I do.
That's the one. Yeah, let's just leave it at that.
Yes. No, let's not leave it at that. No, you always do stuff last minute. Well, actually, last trip, Travis, who rocked up late there?
I've always rocked up late. You know why? Because I've always been getting this thing ready.
Well, hang on. This was your car this time.
Yeah, I do remember.
This was your 79.
I've always rolled into camp late.
Yeah.
And my kids are used to setting up in the dark.
Yeah, so am I, unfortunately.
It's just a bit of a thing.
They're used to me setting up for them in the dark.
It was actually like the last we just went back to Point Culver, and I said to the kids when we got there, "Oh, don't worry, we come here with Ronny. We're going to get there in the dark anyway." It must have been a bit of an omen. So, I suppose, late nights pushing the boundaries. Late nights pushing the boundaries, getting to places. I mean, what you see on camera versus getting the real world and actually doing it, I don't think until you're part of it, you really appreciate of how much effort goes into making something super reliable and going places, and the hours you punch into to actually make it to a production as well.
And all the stuff I know that you don't want to touch on, but I'm just going to touch on it because it needs to be mentioned. The amount of stuff you fix that other people have done to the car that no one knows about, because talking about that can hurt other businesses, you know?
Yep, 100%.
So there's a lot of that's been going on.
And that's probably where a lot of our products actually started from. We always look for a solution to a problem, and if we saw a problem, we just made a solution to it. We weren't out to actually design products for the car, just turned into that, and then we thought, hey, that worked, and then someone said, I saw you have it, and hey, I want that, and then here we are today, making all our own brand, PDP products out there.
Used to be called SS Auto Repairs, and you used to have a red Holden on your hoist. Oh, hang on, that's still there.
Yes, as it's known these days, the unicorn, it is still in the shop. And it's still, I remember the signage, people used to comment on your videos. Is that thing run or is it still there? It's like the unicorn. Um,
I
Yeah.
tell you what, by the time we get rid of that, it's going to be worth a mint, hey?
yeah, what is it? 38,000 Ks on it, 07.
Wow.
It might be
Jeez.
for sale.
Yeah.
But I've always been working on this thing, so that's my excuse why it's
Yeah.
not going.
You know, people say for the right price, everything's for sale. This isn't sold because of the right price. This is sold because I'm actually regretting selling it.
I've had it for storage for a little bit.
Yeah, you have.
Hey, I'll always say, in a humble way, when you have too many cars, storage is a problem. And then
First
you're
world
always
problem.
running around my place. Hey, have I got that in that car? I've left this in there.
Oh
and
my God.
Different recovery gear
Yeah.
and
Do you know how much shit I found in that car? Oh my God, like I couldn't find that. There it is. I
Yeah.
couldn't find one of my radios and
yeah. I know my mate said to me the other day, I was like, no, I mean it in an honest way. I'd rather have one car. It's easier.
Yeah.
All your gear's there. But I suppose reflecting back on this car and the trips we've done, the amount of mileage you've done on it, I think really the only major breakdowns, you had the wheel bearing. We're just talking about out at Point Culver,
Point
Baladonia.
Culver. Yep. So that, yeah. But the thing is, every single time, like I've had some horrible breakdowns, like rear axle snapped while the locker was engaged, thankfully, because the locker wouldn't disengage then.
Yeah.
So I had one axle to drive on 3,000 Ks from home, towed a
right.
trailer, got
Yeah.
it home. This car's never been towed.
That's
Never been
right.
towed.
The wheel come off.
Yeah, that was Victoria.
I actually remember that trip you thought I was playing silly buggers with you when did you put an egg in my we had a battery failure.
Yeah.
We had a battery
That was
that
a rotten
just
egg smell.
yeah, the battery just failed, so we actually swapped out the main with the auxiliary,
Yeah.
isolated the cables.
Yep.
That was well into the trip too, because there was a bit of shenanigans going on there as
Yeah,
well.
it
and
was.
you didn't
Yeah.
believe me. I was like,
Yeah, it was the Ambedell.
was
Yeah.
it?
Yeah,
Oh, I
we're
thought-
coming out of Cooper Pedy.
Actually, it was too. You pulled
Yeah.
over. Yeah, there's always been a bit of antics sometimes. Oh, no, there has been antics, yeah.
Like your license plate.
Yeah, I haven't got it back yet. Oh, I went back to Pond Culver to look for it.
That's dedication.
Yeah, look, I think the car itself, over 10 years, 250,000 Ks,
265.
265.
300 really.
I'm actually
Factor in
going
the
to
tyres.
check. Well, I remember when you first rolled it in, it was the cleanest it has ever looked, and the shiniest the Juco's been on this thing. It was, I think it was about 600 Ks. We put an exhaust on it.
3-inch exhaust straight away.
Yeah, straight away. Got that thong slap happening.
Yep.
I think we put a uni chip in it.
That was
The
a
first one?
Unichip Q.
Yes, correct. Yeah, the first one. Uni chip in it. And then I think it started with a lot of mods when you went to go away and then you had a clutch issue.
Yes.
And then we had some problems with that. And then that's what led us to
Go on the bigger clutches.
1300.
Yeah.
And then the ball started. Then you had an issue with a dual battery. Remember the wiring? You had an issue with the same. It wouldn't start. And that's right.
Yeah.
I think you were going away and you were getting a flat battery
Yes.
and you couldn't start.
Yeah, it didn't have the jump start, which, you know, a lot of dual battery systems don't have it. And so that's another thing. And this car, because I don't have it in the other cars, the auxiliary override. How good is that? Because I haven't driven this car for so long.
And then the just some of the wiring, like you mentioned. Yeah, we've fixed a few things along the way. Look, always try and keep it on the on the positive side of, and that's what's led us to have the solutions that we've come up with.
Yeah.
And obviously we come up with some ideas that you've tried and tested, and
Yeah.
well, like the camp lights.
Yep.
That was actually started from yourself. I was like, you know, isn't it amber lights? And then you come to me and said,
the
oh no, the red lights.
We need red lights, and then, you know, they're too bright. Can we dim them?
Yep.
Now they're dimmable. Man, it makes a difference, because even a red light, if it's super bright, it's still going to attract something. But if you can dim it, it really doesn't attract much.
Yeah, like I never thought lighting was such a thing until I went on a trip with you. Then I worked out why. I didn't even know why you needed so many. And people ask me, why have you got so many lights around your car? And then it's become normal to me now.
Yeah.
But most people go, no, I just need spotlights at the front for a bit of night driving. And I was like, yeah, no, if you go camping, especially with you.
Yeah, like even just reversing in the bush, you take the wrong track, you're trying to reverse. You've got no side lights or back lights. You're it's always sketchy. You always
Yeah.
got to get someone out, and then they're jumping out into the dark. They need a torch then.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's a bit, yeah. Even your reverse camera is always dirty. It's so hard to see. You definitely need lights, eh? Like 76 needs more lights on it.
But overall though, I'm still haven't got over that you've traded the V8 in for a 4-cylinder.
The 4-cylinder's a good thing, man.
I know it does drive good.
Yeah, but you know, I'm still keeping one of the V8s.
I knew you were going to say that. You got the upper hand on me with the truth there. I was like, the whisperer's coming in with his DPF, you know, like, you can sneak up on people, I can't hear you.
Yeah.
So it's like you now with the
Yeah.
with the 76. That's what Torbs used to say. Oh, sneaking up on people again, eh? But yeah, definitely, it's been everywhere. Like, I don't know.
The only two places in Australia it hasn't been off-road is Tasmania and the ACT.
Yeah, okay.
Otherwise, every state territory off-road.
And I will say, being a mechanic, cars aren't made for water. I don't believe in it. You beg to differ, and I see these videos, I say, hey, you don't do that. And that's where obviously started the diff breather kits.
Yeah.
Trying to breathe them and locomotors, and I'll still stand to that. Cars don't go through water, but sometimes you got to do it to get to the amazing places.
Yeah. Yeah, particularly those places that not many people go to.
One thing that we touched on early was fuel filtration.
Mm-hmm. I've never had an engine issue with this vehicle. Any of my diesel vehicles I haven't had an issue with so far. And look, we've caught water with that filter. We've caught aluminium shavings from some fuel tanks.
Oh yes, yeah.
We've caught other things from other fuel tanks, other contaminants. So, you know, if you put all those situations into, you know, one of those could have potentially been a bit of a...
Yeah, 100%. And as well, we've done a lot of travelling to remote places. So, and this thing's had more, I don't know what I'd say, wheels, tanks, trays, roof racks, seats. I don't know what one you want to call it, but it's had so many mods. It's it's
I think it's 7 changes.
To every item.
Not every item.
Just all.
Quite a bit. Yeah, it's still the same chassis.
Actually, I still remember when we went to the full drive show early on, because obviously we had the Hilux.
Yeah.
Then you bought this beast.
Yep, that's actually how we caught up the first time. I don't think a lot of people know this, but I was about to go on a trip and someone was flying a remote control plane near my house, and my Hilux, petrol Hilux, had a remote control winch on it, and since then I never go remote control again. And it bird nested, so I had to unspool it. Being cable back in that day, the last few spools went and then hit my aircon condenser.
That's right. It was the first job we did for the Hilux, and then from there we just fixing things. Then we bought this, and then it was
look you up on the thing on aircon refill. Yep. Can I get more? Yeah. And then from there,
I saw this guy every week. So,
do you still have a photo of that box of wires from the Hilux?
Oh, I thought you were going to say this car as well. We just seen something. Yeah, we had a box of wires out of this as well when we did the...
Pandora's box, he called it.
Yeah, that's right. I suppose when you reflect on it, and you say 250,000 Ks as well, and 10 years...
265.
Sorry?
265. On the clock, not the real.
Now, if that's a normal person driving... But I'm talking about you driving, that's probably equivalent to about 2 million kilometres. Because it's had, a lot of that's off-road, corrugations, water crossings, cold climates, hot climates, dust. It's been through the worst of, it's done long hours too. That's where it's not just stop-start driving.
And a lot of it's been towing. So 1, 2, 3 times. 3 times I've had a major issue with this vehicle, like breaking something.
Yep.
Has been because I've been towing.
Yeah, okay. Extra load.
It's always been when it's been towing. 2 broken axles, towing. Trying to think of what the third one was, but yeah, there's something there. But it's a lot of hard work as well, leading up to it as well. And
as well, I suppose our 3 core objectives are always to just make sure, like with the dual battery kit, boys, the car's going to start. Fuel filtration, clean fuel, you're going to come home, and then just the general serviceability of the car that's actually reliable, and it's not too highly modified that it becomes unreliable.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, as long as that engine keeps running, you can make things work to get out of situations. You can brake suspension, you can brake axles, you can still get home as long as that engine's still running.
So, well, Ronnie, it's been a pleasure, mate. The V8 Landcruiser.
I'm not going with the car.
Yeah.
Cheers, man. I'm going to miss this thing too.
Yeah, I will actually. It's a bit surreal.
Hey, the snorkel is another thing that hasn't changed.
Don't speak too soon, eh? But the reason I've bought a Landcruiser is because of yourself.
Hey, Ronny Dahl, fourwheeling at westernaustralia.com, and I am here today with the brand new 2017 Toyota Landcruiser.
It's a wicked car, and off-road they are just an animal, and I think that's a testament to a lot of people have seen what you've done with it and exposed it.
He likes the 4-cylinder too, by the way.
I'm not convinced just yet. No, maybe this might turn into a facelift. I do like it, like it is a cool car. It's a bit of a wrap, guys. It's been it's been a pleasure. It's been an awesome journey, and it's put us where we are today to have heaps of quality products all made here in Australia for your Landcruiser. So once again, big thanks to Ronnie and his 79 series, and catch up with us, hit us on the next video, and we'll see you on the tracks.
Get cruising.